afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, December 29th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. We will be having a Time for Change call tonight at 9 p.m. on this line. The journey to financial freedom starts the minute you decide you were destined for prosperity, not scarcity. For abundance, not lack. Mark Victor Hansen. Everybody seeks abundance in one way, shape, form, or another. Abundance is the inherent nature of the universe. Everything's abundant. We live in a truly a massively abundant universe where there is a plethora of things, ideas, love, money, friends, and opportunities all around us, even though we may not feel it all the time. This abundant universe is always available to each of us right now. We need not search for abundance outside of ourselves. It is a state of being that can only be found from the journey within. The reason that people fear lack of is because they have not gone within. The universe is always sending you loads of good energy, new ideas, and people to help you tap into feeling this natural abundant state. To experience this abundance, simply let go of trying to achieve it. Trust it is here now and gently practice receiving it. The word abundance comes from the Latin root meaning to move in waves, undulate and flow. To move in waves, undulate and flow. This means that to tap into abundance is to let yourself move, undulate, and flow with life. Become like the natural waves in the ocean and surrender to this water-like flow of energy inside each and every one of us. Our real lives are like a dancing river of energy that will continue on well after our bodies are gone. And to tap into this sweet fluidity inside, we find our breath and align ourselves with its movement. It will lead us directly into the abundant flow that's here now. Now, there's ways to become a massive channel of abundance, and then you only pay attention to what you are grateful and thankful for. Only. Nothing else. Many of us will pay attention to a lot of the darker areas and lack of. Pay only attention to what you are grateful and thankful for. The more gratitude you have, the more abundance you'll attract. The less gratitude, the less abundance. Demanding energy only creates more poverty, consciousness, and lack of things to be grateful for. Demanding energy. I want this now. How come I can't have it? Only creates more poverty consciousness and lack of things to be grateful for. What we believe to be true moves through the lens of our mind as living energy and becomes the reality of our lives. If we believe ourselves to be limited, we get to be right about that. But it is not our ultimate truth. Mary Mann Morrissey. We all have these shields. Drop your shields and embrace your abundant nature. The secret to feeling our abundant nature right now is to remove the walls blocking us from it. These walls are shields protecting our heart from getting hurt, conned, deceived, or abandoned again. Remove any shielding around your heart and imagine losing it into a great bonfire, tossing it into a great bonfire. Let your armor melt away. If the shielding feels like it is still there or coming back, simply invite the fire inside of you to consume your heart and any walls it has. Breathe deeply and physically open your arms wide, inviting this fiery purification to remove all defenses from your life. When we feel that all the shields are removed, with several deep breaths, imagine pulling everything in the entire universe into your heart. All creation is pouring into your heart. The stars, the planets, the earth, and all beings. Feel how truly abundant this life really is. Proclaiming that you are an abundant being. One of the best ways to remain in the flow of abundance is to practice knowing that you are an abundant, infinite being that will never end. Since abundance is a flow of highly charged, positive, infinite energy, the more we open up, we feel this energy and share it with others, the more we will naturally feel this abundance inside ourselves. In the past, we may have partially closed the door to feeling this abundance due to past conditioning or scarcity thinking. To truly break this old programming for 5 minutes a day, do this exercise. Imagine opening your attention to all that surrounds you. Tune into the abundance of things, nature, people on this planet who are creating everything for you. They are giving you food, water, and all the pleasures that come with living in society. Feel this abundance of support around you now, letting it touch your very core. Let in the abundance of joy, pleasure, opportunities, and laughter into your hearts. We are already deeply, eternally loved and will always be deeply, eternally loved by the abundance of the universe. Consciously open the door now and proclaim the truth to the universe by stating, I am a truly abundant being. Shout the message out over and over, internally and externally, till you feel it. It has penetrated deeply in your soul. That ego mind will try to make you feel like it's silly and it won't work, and it never does. Become a channel of love for others. You can instantly become a channel for the highest vibration in the universe, love, by gifting your time spontaneously to someone who needs it. Give a hug to someone lacking love. Share new inspirational ideas with others. Email someone this inspiring information. Give presents to people just for fun. Share something beautiful you have created, like music or poetry. You'll spontaneously feel better when you reconnect with this joy of giving freely. Just imagine what your world would be, will be, and feel like when everybody feels that there is an abundance of love, money, energy, and joy to share freely. Be the first to start the trend. All greed, fear, and lack will be eliminated when we all share freely from this truly abundant state. It will be impossible to feel poor at the end of the day, having given your love and light freely away. And imagine putting all this together like little puzzles, little pieces of puzzle. Do a random act of kindness every day. Do something sweet, kind, or super nice for someone, anyone, every day of the week. This one thing will cause you to step into being that bright, guiding light of abundant being that you truly are. Perhaps it is sending someone a $5 bill, helping an elderly lady cross the street, paying someone else's toll, or mowing your neighbor's lawn, or plowing the snow. Practice giving something to everyone that you meet. Maybe it's a smile, a compliment, or a flower. If perhaps you feel shy and cannot do it for them, then do it for yourself. This is an opportunity to stop playing the small, selfish game and start feeling more loving, abundant, and free. There are endless ways to share this kindness inside each and every one of us, and each one will reveal this feeling of abundance inside. You'll soon see how easy it is to become a channel for abundance in your life. Gratitude is the golden key to swimming in the grand, abundant river of life. When we start becoming a gratitudeaholic, we become a channel of abundant, flowing feelings for ourselves and everyone around us. It doesn't take long. Take about 3 minutes each morning. The moment you wake up and focus on the feelings of gratitude, what amazing things are you thankful for? Let a wellspring of thankfulness, relief, and joy flow all over your body and inside you. Practice mastering gratitude by implementing what we have just discussed. Practice which will help you tap into your natural ability to channel abundance into your life, into the lives of others. Stillness is the greatest achievement one can have in this life. Stillness is the greatest achievement one can have in this life, Papa J. Especially now on this planet. A lot of people are feeling overwhelmed, stressed, overstimulated. We have such a complicated, fast-paced systems that we're all operating within. And I think many of us realize we are living in very exciting times that can be a bit too much to digest. The world and its consciousness are changing faster than ever before. And sometimes our minds have trouble navigating these changes. The good news is that you have a choice. You don't have to let chaotic feelings of overwhelm rule your existence. You can learn how to let go, relax, and remain receptive to what life has to offer you. You can choose to refocus your energies on what is healing and create a more relaxed and enjoyable way of living that deeply nourishes your body, mind, and soul. It's good to know that we humans can only reap the richest and most fulfilling rewards life has to offer when we are living life from a relaxed, centered, and peaceful place. To transcend something, it helps to better understand it. So what really causes overwhelm? It first originates from those deeper beliefs that say that we should or shouldn't be experiencing something, and we judge the experience that we are having. Overwhelm can often contain this internalized time pressure from deadlines that you, not your boss, that you have placed on yourself. This means that you choose to have too much to do in too little time. This is all about overpromising to ourselves and under-delivering. If you continue buying into all the things your mind says you have to do and how everything must be done as soon as possible, happiness can seem like an impossible dream. If you believe in all the ideas that your mind is constantly spinning around you like a spider web, you will start feeling trapped in your life. You ever felt trapped in your life? Thoughts are harmless in themselves. Thoughts are harmless in themselves. It is when we latch on to our thoughts like a life preserver and believe that they are the true reality of our existence, that suffering is created in our world. If we are constantly chasing the illusions of our minds, we will simply end up tired, frustrated, and overwhelmed. The mind has been programmed to endlessly search, seek, and pillage to find happiness, fulfillment, and abundance in the outer world. This constant search will never satisfy us and can only bring exhaustion. This is the perfect experience so that we will retire the mind and discover the infinite spiritual source of our being. And the only way that we will find that true happiness and fulfillment, our mind desperately seeks to recognize that the God source is always here now. And when we connect with that peaceful stillness, that is who we all truly are. We automatically feel a deep sense of fulfillment. This is when we will naturally relax and see the futility of striving so hard for outer contentment. Imagine what it would be like to fully relax into this moment, this very moment, this now, and stop worrying so much about achieving something in the next moment. Simply choose to allow your mind and physical body to completely relax. If you truly know the now moment, if you truly know that the now moment is perfect and focused simply on what you are doing in each single second instead of the future, you will naturally start to relax. It is impossible to feel overwhelmed when you are completely present in the now and see the perfection of the now moment, because overwhelm is a feeling generated by future thoughts. So if you start to feel overwhelmed by your life, simply stop and begin to practice the fine art of trusting the perfection of each moment as it arises. Whenever you start to feel overwhelmed, the best thing to do is to simply take a few deep breaths in. Most of us breathe in very shallow ways because we are constantly being driven by all of the thoughts our mind is throwing at us. Each time we take a deep breath, we relax our body-mind. The more we breathe deeply, the more we naturally let go of feelings of stress and begin feeling more peaceful and centered about our lives. The body may resist relaxation at first. Yet, if you imagine that everyone you love is looking at you with eyes of love, your body will eventually melt and let go. The universe, this universe, is literally holding each of us in a warm cradle of love. It is taking care of all of our needs. All we need to do is simply focus on relaxing our body's mind. To that, we can receive all of this love and support. A relaxed body-mind is a receptive one that is open to receiving support and help from this universe. The more receptive our bodies and minds are, the easier it is for us to navigate through our lives. Every morning, as soon as you wake up, bring your attention to your breath. Notice how open, relaxed, and peaceful you are. You may be really relaxed or barely conscious that you are relaxed. Let just upon waking up, watch the breath during these precious moments. It will soon open you up to finding a sense of freedom and spaciousness inside you. It will soon open you up to free your mind from all concerns and relax deeper into the spacious creative energy that you are. Hang out in this spacious feeling as long as you can. Then during your day, take time to return to the memory of this feeling, to re-enter and explore this spacious feeling again. Enjoy. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. And remember, the body isn't ours. So that body you're in, it isn't you. It's not the name. You're not the name. You're not the personality. You're not the character. You're not your belongings. You're not your status. You are the God within. So doesn't it make sense that we should be able to master relaxation of this body that we're in? And we do that through breathing, breath. We focus on our breath. Our breath is divine positive energy. The reason it's divine is because it sustains the body that we're in. It sustains the body that we're in. The soul gives the body the power to operate, to sustain the soul. So, then you breathe. And breathing relaxes us, relaxes the body. The breath is all powerful. The breath is the only thing that is in the now. And when we focus on our breath, we are in the now. And what does that do? It stills the ego mind. It stills the subconscious mind. In other words, you leave the mind and the ego and the subconscious mind alone. And this is the way you master the ego mind. Excuse me. This is the way you master the ego mind. And you can watch them. You don't judge them. You see how they operate. You get to the point where you'll be able to say, that's ego, to yourself. You'll identify what the ego is doing and watch what happens. It literally vaporizes. You might be thinking something, or you might be wanting to communicate something, but you'll immediately pick up on the fact that that's ego. That's the ego pushing me to do that. Or a thought comes in, right? And you go, that's the mind tricking me, trying to trick me on these thoughts that it's constantly pushing at me. Remember, when you generate a thought, that thought comes from you and goes out to the universe. When thoughts come in, they're not yours. They are somebody else's thoughts. They are programmed thoughts. Oftentimes we're tricked, and then we create these thoughts into reality and experience them. They're actually other people's thoughts. So when we focus on our breath, the body relaxes. All the stress, tension, anxiety, fear, worry, overwhelming feelings aren't there anymore. And you know that mind chatter that we all have? Because we all have it. That's gone too. It is tough at times for us to stay in the now because we're so used to going out there. We're so used to going out there instead of in here. But the more we focus on it, the more we practice through the breath, the more empowering it will become. Then we'll begin to realize that the now is really all we do have. Because we create the future in the now. And the past is created by what? By the now. That each moment in the now becomes the past, and the past is dead. Those are all now moments that have been experienced. And then we store them in the subconscious mind. That's our private library. That's where we go at times to reminisce. Now, if you looked inside the body and you saw these 7 lights from the tailbone to the top of the head, you would probably say, what are those doing there? Those are etheric spiritual energy. And we are etheric spiritual energy. So we flow through them, and they're known as chakras. And the definition of chakra is wheels of light. So doesn't it make sense that we should be capable, right, of doing anything we choose with these bodies as the gods that we are. Heal them. Because these chakras that we flow through are connected to all the organs, all the blood flow, all the tissue, everything, head to toe, inside and out, down to the quantum quark of these bodies. Doesn't it make sense that we should be able to relax these bodies in the blink of the eye, knowing what would relax them, like the breath? Doesn't it make sense that in the now we don't suffer because we have no expectations or attachments? In the now we don't worry. We don't stress. We don't fear. Always in the now. Interesting. And eventually we will be able to heal these bodies in the blink of the eye because we'll know them so well and we will have rediscovered the God that we are. So you can take a look on what you're standing on. Visualize through your heart, mind's motion picture. There's 3 golden circles. One in the center, which you're currently standing on, the now. One on the left, the past, and one on the right, the future. Now, the one you're standing on, you look around, you see this path, and you see this beautiful emerald green, bright, vibrant grass. And it looks perfect, undisturbed. And then you see these trees that have formed a canopy. And the trees are all shimmering gold, the leaves, the bark, the branches, everything. And it looks like it's never been used. It's never been traversed. And then you look to the left and you see the path, the past. And it looks really used. And then you look to the right and you see the path of the future, and it looks really used. But yet, to end all pain, all suffering, all wanting, all needing, all worrying, all attachment, all expectation is the now. Isn't that interesting? And we avoid the now. Do we want to have pain and suffering all the time? To certain extents? I don't think so. I don't believe so. But we all reminisce, we all have memories, and we all visit them when our memories are jogged a little bit. And we go into our library in the subconscious mind, and we reminisce, we review. We go over things that give us fond memories, that we have fond memories of this. And that's why people keep certain things, heirloom or nostalgic, or some memories are housed whenever it is. And that's why we collect those things, because they're a piece of our what? Past. And we carry it with us, don't we? Now, we don't stay there in that past. We visit it, and then we put the book down on the shelf, and then we leave the room and shut the door, turn the light off. But some of us will stay there, and they don't believe it's on purpose or they do it consciously. But they stay there so long that they bring the past into a future that doesn't exist, and then they create that future from that past, and they relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. And then we will go into a future that doesn't exist because we're creating the future in the now. And we ask ourselves. That's why there's tarot card readers and psychics and mediums and astrologers. It's because you want to know what your future is. Isn't that amazing? Do you really? And we know that the now is all there is because we don't even know if we have a future. Sometimes a God will come into a baby body, and the baby body will last maybe 2-3 years. Sometimes 15 years, sometimes 60, sometimes 100. But we don't know. We don't depict it. We don't identify it. It's just ether. It's just out there. So we'll go into a future and we'll ask questions. Like, when is this going to happen? When am I going to have enough money to relax and enjoy my life? When am I going to meet the one I'll marry and spend the rest of my life with? When? We want to know. We want to know now. When? Why? How? All of this. And about 99.9% of the time, we never get an answer, do we? And then when we do get the answer, we start forming expectations and attachments, and then we begin to suffer. And then when we don't have what we're told is going to happen, then we suffer. We're disappointed. We're angry, frustrated. So the now is it. And whether your ego mind agrees or not, the now is it. Because the ego mind knows that if you're able to master being in the now, that you'll no longer need them. It is important to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself. Also to stay in the deep eternal gratitude 24/7. There's always something to be grateful for in the now. Every step of the way. There's always something to be grateful for. There never isn't anything to be grateful for. There's a plethora of things to be grateful for. So when these clouds start passing by, they fly by like clouds in the sky, these thoughts, these programs, tens of millions of them. You see why some people get so overwhelmed. And then we grab onto one. We could be focused on the now, and then we're off here. And it isn't a big deal, because we will know. I'll focus on my breath, and I'll be in the now 3,000% of the time. Now, we know that the God, the soul, the higher self, the spirit, all facets of the God, the kingdom of God, the heaven, however you want to name it, enters these bodies, powers up the body so that the body can sustain you, the God. And we know, consciously aware, and a lot of people don't really understand what consciously aware means. In a spirit form, consciously aware means that we know emphatically, without a question or a doubt, in total faith, that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. And that every step we take on this planet, we're creating paradise. Literally. And not only that, we're shining our light 24/7, 360 degrees, fanning out constantly, flooding everyone with this highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. Gratitude, peace. All life, the highest supreme value in the universes. On and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. So if we were to look at this planet, took the starship out far enough and saw it in its entirety, its globe, we'd see that it glowed. Not only that, we would look at all the lights in the universe, and it would be like they're all candles burning in a dark room. Dim. After all, even though some of us are asleep, we have 8 billion gods, all shining their light, some consciously, some unconsciously. And this is parts of us, the gods, that is consciously aware, awake to a certain extent, and we also have those parts of us that are asleep. Now, obviously, we don't communicate with them, but they're part of us. So whoever we are, they are. But the ones that are consciously aware, we communicate with. We learn, teach, and interact. Doesn't matter if one part of us is a billion light years away. We're one. So this this includes all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And they come in googolplexes. When googolplex fills this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. They come from trillions of universes and trillions of googolplexes from every direction. And they're with us now. Now this includes all the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, architects, masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Vedantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. All of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All of the galactics, off-worlders, celestials, and the light energy beings. The eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. So we don't see the infrared light spectrum, the violet, the ultraviolet light spectrum. We don't see them. So they come in shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations, which we never see. But we do partially interact with some parts of a small group that we're familiar with. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Now we know, pretty common sense, that the air element, if these bodies didn't have air, we would have to leave them. If they didn't have water, we would have to leave them. Probably soil, too. Earth. Probably wood. And ether. Now, the archangels are a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. Now, you could be walking, right? Taking a stroll. A stranger comes walking the opposite direction. Says to you, what a wonderful shirt, what a wonderful hairstyle, whatever it may be. Then it kind of dawns on you that was an angel. And you experience bliss. And we meet with them. And a lot of the times we don't know we meet with them. But then there are the times that we say to ourselves, you can talk with someone, a complete stranger, for 4 or 5 minutes, and after you're done, you get this feeling that was an angel. And then you experience bliss. Sometimes we say to ourselves, boy, it'd really be nice if I had an extra pair of hands to help me with this, and next thing you know, there's someone there offering to help you. And then when they're done helping you, it's just always automatic, because you don't know that they're an angel at the time, and so you look away, and by the time you look back, within a few seconds, they're gone. And then at times it will dawn on you that was an angel. Now they all have the same message that they deliver to us, but they do it in many different ways. And what it really comes down to it is that isn't it absolutely magna, glorious, stupendous, spectacular to be alive in these bodies? And yes, it is, and that's bliss. Because as God's outside these bodies, we don't do the same things. We don't operate the same way. We don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't need water. We don't need clothes. I mean, it goes on and on. All of these physical experiences that we have gotten so accustomed to that we've taken for granted. Is this, hey, a lot of people think they're the body. And then see what happens is that when we do leave the body and we start realizing that, wow, it was great being in that body. Even though I had a lot of challenges and even though there were a lot of things, but you start to realize. And then the memory of being in the body fades away. And then you end up incarnating again. That's why every moment being in the now is absolutely paramount. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands or tens of millions because of their vibrational frequency. They can hold a large number in a small area. And if you want them to, ask them. They'll be there in a blink of the eye, and you will feel bliss. Now, the Ascended Masters, they have ascended into physical form and have mastered physical form and have ascended out of physical form to hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form, and we're creating our experiences to perfect our creation. Now, the galactics, off-worlders, celestials, over 1,000 species travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. And we're familiar with a small group, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. And this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And all of us are gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, so to speak, in this now, in full compassion, non-negativity, non-judgment. Stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. And it continues to intensify, grow, expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Where does this light emanate from? From the very core of our beings, within these bodies. The God source, the kingdom of God, the heaven. The highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And we're flooding this planet and all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. Head to toe, inside and out. Infinity. We begin to ascend above the planet. As we do, we're met with this massive ocean of glitter. Now, the best way to describe it because we're like swimming in it, is that it's a massive grand finale fireworks display of which we've never even come close to seeing on this planet, and then a laser light display that we've never seen before, and the ballroom globe in the ballroom reflecting light slowly, sparkling. Except this one is 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense. So you combine all that and see that through your heart, mind's motion picture. And it's absolutely, you're speechless. It's so beautiful. And of course it is you, the God that you are. So we're curious, though. So we go up to these, we find these little tiny reflective points that are perfectly etched microscopic mirrors, and so we enter them, and we discover that all of us, throughout eternity, infinity and beyond, are teaching and learning. Learning and teaching. Either students or teachers, teachers or students, or sometimes both. We've all viewed this external, this world, this physical world, and it is an illusion. So we see things and they're illusions. If you look at a tree, you go, that tree is alive. But what gives it life? The soil, the roots. Actually, what gives it life is the God within it, just like these bodies. We, the gods, enter these bodies, and we give these bodies life so that we can navigate in them. So everything is a teacher, or everything is a student, or both. You can look at a squirrel and learn. How many of our pets teach us things that we learn from them? They learn from us. Birds, bears, owls, I mean, you can just go on and on and on. Bug in a rug, fly on the wall. But they're all teaching us, we're all learning, we're all interactive. It's fascinating once you understand who and what you are. But for those who don't, they will go on believing the illusion. And eventually, they too will discover who and what they are. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with a white fire armor. Nothing like the armor on this planet, way beyond that. This white fire armor emanates from the God source that we all are within these bodies. So we're protected 24/7 throughout infinity and beyond. No demon possession, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. It cannot be penetrated, seduced, manipulated, deceived, weakened, ever. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, greed, anger, fear, stress, envy, revenge, hurry, you will create a breach in your white fire armor. Enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then you have a lot of possibilities. Demon possession, attachments, all kinds of things with the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. First part of that column is purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. And the second part of this column is the violet ray. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony, the highest of the highest high, deepest to the deepest, deepest, and purest to the purest, purest, eternal love, gratitude, peace. We're then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we all created, the gods that we are within these bodies, to remind us all that we are the sun, the sunlight. The sun sets, the sun rises. The oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the rain, the rainbows, the forests, the trees, the soils, the animals, the skies, the clouds. We are literally everything, and everything is us. So the next time you do see an ocean front, a mountain view, a snowfall, a starry lit night sky, a sunset, a sunrise, a rainbow, normally we'll look at it and say, isn't that beautiful? But when you look at it, and from your heart mind understand, that is the God that I am. It's a big difference. And the interesting thing is, we always have been. And we always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. We continue to ascend above the planet. And as we do, some of us step outside of our physical forms and hover effortlessly above them. If we're carrying physical form. The reason we do this is because we can, and it's fun. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white bowl of light. It is surrounded by numerous multicolored light that almost seem infinite. And they're all creating this massive mist. It's like a super white, sparkling electric mist. And it's absorbed right in through our heart minds. And it's like a warm embrace that never ends. And the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, and purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. Then comes gratitude, peace, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence, tremendous prosperity, tremendous abundance. And we discover that all of this is a reflection of the gods that we all are. And at the top, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 24/7, infinity, as it's doing right now, flooding and saturating us all, head to toe, inside and out. And it is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, and purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. Now we're drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is a drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. And we all created this sphere almost 4 years ago, holds over 1,700 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds of millions of us, consciously aware, on and off world, in this meditation, 7 days a week, going on 4 years. Now, these meditations don't disintegrate, weaken, disappear. They continue to intensify. They continue to expand, grow. And you can plug into them any time you choose. Feel it, because it is you. It's the God that you are, not the body. And be in the now, and focus on the breath. Stay in deep quiet. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. And an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. In this day and age, every person needs to experience some type of illumination. You are that person. Your greatest assignment is to let yourself be illuminated by your own presence. Buddha once said, be a light unto yourself. Let your light shine everywhere you go, as if a profoundly loved and honored person had just entered the room. Be lit up by your own vibration, and you'll light everyone's as well, with all your heart every day. Celebrate this magnificent, divine, magical, manifesting being that you already are. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night, and into the following morning. We'll return here tonight at 9 p.m. for the Time for Change call. And tomorrow, Thursday, December 30th, 2021, New Year's Eve, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation